He kōna ipurangi tēnei nā te reo irirangi o Aotearoa.
There's really no place like home.
My house is like a little temple, really.
I do love going home to the house I live in at the moment.
Got to have a comfy home to come back to, make it your own.
Even when it's not actually your own.
Yeah, I've rented the last couple of years.
Yes, I am a renter.
One day I'll get a house, hopefully, but in the future it's looking like renting for a little bit.
In the meantime, though, how do you make your temporary home work as well as possible? Kia ora, I'm Katy Gosset, and welcome to a new season of Thrift. Our saying in this episode is actually a song title. When I was quite young, I had a bit of a crush on Paul Young, who sang, "Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home." It's actually an old Marvin Gaye B-side about a guy who's always on the roam, leaving lovers in his wake. But I'm customising it here for our purposes. There's a recent report from Stats NZ. It's called Housing in Aotearoa 2025, and it finds that around a third, 34%, of New Zealand households don't own their own home. So this episode's all about how you can make your rental property that little bit more comfortable.
Hi, Katie.
Hello.
How are you? I'm Anna.
Nice to meet you. I'm in Dunedin to catch up on Anna Easton.
Welcome. Come on
Thank you. We'll take a wee tour through Anna's home shortly. It's a colourful and inviting place, but Anna is in that 1/3 of New Zealanders who are currently renting houses.
We've moved 7 times in the last 5 years. So I guess you could say we are expert house movers. I'm not proud.
But good at renting, therefore.
Very good at renting.
As we'll find out. But first, let's get to know her a bit better.
I am a mother of my gorgeous 9-year-old daughter Frankie and my husband Sean. We've travelled the world together.
In that time, she's done a range of things, including owning her own photography business and helping to run,
Of all things, Portaloo and septic tank business. I like to refer to myself as the Cinderella of sewage.
which is quite a title. But she has another. Anna is an op shopping queen. Now, I like to think of myself that way, but I think Anna's got the crown. She caught the second-hand bug early on from her grandfather, an auctioneer. In fact, she was about 5 when she discovered his 3-bay sheds full of treasure.
I was gone, like sniffing the old books and smelling the leather, and I just lived in the sheds.
And she learned that she could get just about anything second-hand.
Ever since then, it's just been my way of life.
And now, kind of a career. She has her own Facebook page where she showcases op shops across Australia and New Zealand and shows how you can transform your own spaces for very little. It's actually called
She Hunts Op Shops. I've had that for about 10 years now.
It's now got about 40,000 followers, with another 10,000 over on Instagram. Anna's even started doing a bit of work for the Dunedin City Council, running workshops called The Art of the Op Shop. We'll get to that a bit more in our next episode, because we're going to spend a couple of episodes with Anna. Next time we'll look at style and decor and how to change it up cheaply. But in this set, Anna's going to help us with a few things that can be tricky when you rent.
We didn't have the flashest of renting homes.
Lots of drafts coming through windows and things.
Making that feel like home was definitely not the easiest.
So warmth in a rental property is a pretty big deal, which is why it's tip 1. Rental properties in New Zealand are required to have a healthy home certificate, but even with that, you can still find yourself a little chilly.
We always usually seal the doors, lots of bed blankets and that kind of thing.
Layer up in the winter, chuck on a few hoodies to go to bed.
Thermal backing curtains, because a lot of properties, they aren't really thermal backed, so that'll keep the home warmer.
So let's start with the curtains. Anna is all over this.
These were $5. Can you believe that? These velvet curtains were $5.
Wow.
I know.
The curtains in this rental property were thermal. Anna took them down for aesthetic reasons, but over the years she's combed many op shops for curtains that are both stylish and warm.
These are blackout curtains, and this was a happy dance when I found these.
Even with good curtains, condensation can still be an issue. What Anna does is leave her windows open just a smidge, as she puts it, even in the evening.
I know that sounds counterproductive, especially if you've got the heaters on, but that ventilation is key for stopping the condensation on the inside of your windows.
And another tip.
If I'm going out for the day, I'll draw the curtains shut so that they can dry with the sun on them.
Just remember that not every op shop find will actually fit your window, so make sure you keep your curtain measurements in your phone. Then there's the hooks and the hardware, and you can save money on those too.
At least 80% of all of the curtains that I find already have the hooks on them. They're ready to hang.
But if they're not,
This is like my curtain accessory box and I love it.
I can see you're passionate about your curtain box. Everything in this box has come from an op shop, and it saved her a heap of money, because if she had to buy these hooks and wires new,
A pack of these would easily be $20.
whereas second hand,
You'll pick all of this up for like $1, not even.
now you might be put off op shop curtains because you think you've got to wash them, and that seems like a big unwieldy job, but Anna's an old hand at this.
Just chuck them in the bathtub
A bit of your normal washing powder,
and just smush it around.
and then hang them out over a balcony, a trampoline, or even on your concrete driveway. Just do it at the start of a hot day, so there's time for them to dry. Another way to stay snug, Anna recommends using extra fabric, and she has lots, to close off rooms and block drafts.
Especially if we're trying to save money on not using electricity.
What Anna does is she pins the fabric into the frame above the door, so she doesn't mark the wall.
And hang it here, just for the night even.
Sometimes she even layers blankets or other fabric over the curtains themselves, using one of her favourite op shop's tools.
Otherwise known as bulldog clips.
In an op shop, you can find them in the stationery section. Personally, I use them to close up bags in my pantry, but Anna uses them to help create an impromptu curtain
Just really roughly and instantly hang them and then take them down.
without leaving a trace.
You haven't put any holes in the walls and it's super easy to use.
So maybe something for the toolkit.
I bet you'll use them for something.
Now, still talking about warmth, and I reckon people often do in Dunedin.
That's a original Persian klim.
One of Anna's mini rugs,
So it's worth thousands.
and Anna found it at a second-hand market.
It was $30.
Over the years, she's used her rug collection to warm up basements, outbuildings, and even business premises.
You can nail them into the floorboards, especially if they tend to roll up.
Sometimes she'll buy a bulk load of second-hand carpet from somewhere like Facebook Marketplace for about $60. It'll keep you warm, but also, if you've got kids.
It will save you having to scrub out stains.
Anna speaks from experience. But these days, if her daughter's friends come round and they get paint on the rug, she's not bothered.
But if they spill paint on this rental carpet, that's a completely different story.
One more thing about protecting a rental property. Anna loves her art, and we'll get a bit more into art in the next episode. But Anna will always negotiate with landlords so she can hang things on the wall. She'll take a swatch of the paint colour, and when it's time to leave, she restores the walls to their former glory with a bit of putty and a test pot of paint.
I just use my fingers even and just like cover over the gaps so that you can hang your art and make it your own.
Just remember to check in with your landlord about what's allowed before you get too carried away. Moving along now to tip 2. I'm going to call this working with what you've got. You probably can't renovate much in a rental, but a few temporary tweaks can make the place feel a bit more like you.
The view is amazing.
Now, this property overlooking Dunedin has some benefits,
We can see the aurora from our lounge room. Like, it's insane.
but there's a catch. When night falls, everyone can see into their house.
I don't really care about that, but I am aware of it, especially when I'm wearing no pants, which is a lot.
Enter another one of Anna's secret weapons. Again, op-shopped.
Lace is my best friend. It's incredible.
And she's hung it up to protect them from any inward gazing.
I would even be hanging lace outside to make a privacy fence from my neighbours.
She's even used it inside the house to kind of customise things and create the sort of spaces she wants. For example, heading downstairs. So where are we here?
This is the basement of the house, and it's probably my favourite area. I love it so much.
I feel like basements don't always get the love they deserve, but this little concrete room has been draped in fabric and completely transformed.
We've turned it into a spa and sauna area.
As you do. Again, blocking the windows with lace and using pins to hold up the fabric.
It won't leave a hole in the walls, and you don't even have to patch it up when you leave.
Another super simple item in Anna's toolkit.
I use drawing pins everywhere.
And so, at next to no cost, she's created a little space for private pampering in a rental property. Anna's done this kind of thing a lot, using fabric partitions to create private and often fun spaces for her daughter, even when the family were travelling home during COVID. She made up a toolkit of the aforementioned bulldog clips, drawing pins and fabric so she could customise spaces within the hotel room and give everyone the privacy they wanted during their isolation.
I packed like a queen for those 2 weeks.
So that's dark and cosy places. If you're wanting to go the other way and bring in a bit of light, Anna's got another trick, a bit of the old smoke and mirrors. Well, less of the smoke and more of the mirrors. I think most of us know that if you put a mirror in a small space, it can help make it look larger. But what Anna does...
If I've got a bedroom that doesn't get that much sun, like my back bedroom there, I'll put a mirror on the other side of the wall so that it catches the reflection of the sun that it does get and bounces it into the hallway or into another room, just to bring in more light.
Anna's also hung up crystals and a disco ball, which cost her $3 in an op shop, in the same room. Now, that might make you wake up and want to bounce out of bed and put ABBA on, which is no bad thing in itself, but Anna has hung them there quite specifically.
I'm all about light, finding ways to get it, bring it in, manipulate it, use it, love it.
Moving on to tip 3 now, and we'll keep this short and sharp, but if you want to customise your rental property in some way, you'll need some tools. Don't underestimate how cheaply you might find them.
I think the biggest thing that people overlook in op shops is the practical things.
For example, when Anna needed tools for the family sanitation business, she knew exactly which op shop to find them in.
I was coming home for Sean and I'm like, look what I found for you today. It got to the point where I was like, we've got enough crowbars now, Anna.
And then there's that handy household stuff we keep in the kitchen drawer. You know the one. We've all got one.
The junk drawer?
Which is kind of unfair because it's all really useful stuff. So we're talking about sticky tape, string, screwdrivers, spanners, basically the kind of tools that are really handy to make small tweaks around your home or rental property.
Everything in here is from op shops.
You get the picture. So let's recap. When you move into a rental, warmth is a big deal. Don't be afraid to swap out your curtains temporarily, hang extra layers for a winter's night, or pin fabric into a ledge to create new places and protect privacy. Consider rugs to add extra warmth and protect floors from any damage. Try an op shop for just about all the practical bits and pieces that help make life in a rental property easy.
Often you'll come home with what you need and a disco ball.
What's not to love about this?
Exactly.
Next time on Thrift, we're spending another episode with my lovely guest, Anna Easton, creator of She Hunts Op Shops. And take a wild guess what we'll be doing. Yep, we're going hunting. We'll hit the op shops, this time to get some style and decor tips that won't cost a bomb. This podcast was produced and presented by me, Katy Gosset. Alex Harmer does the mixing. Tim Watkin is the executive producer of podcasts and series. And many thanks to Nate McKinnon, who edits my videos together. If you have a tip to share or you'd like to get in touch, email me at thrift@rnz.co.nz. Thanks for joining us. Ka kite.